Zhe and her estranged husband are locked in a deeply personal and increasingly bitter custody battle, one now filled with explosive allegations of drug use, abuse, and betrayal. In newly filed court documents, Zhe's ex-husband, Dan Bernard, is accusing the pop star of being an unfit and unreliable parent, claiming she struggles with substance abuse and addiction. The emergency filing requests full custody of their 19-month-old son, Somersault Wonder. Dan, a former doctor who co-founded a ketamine therapy clinic with Zhe 3 years ago, alleges that the Chandelier singer abused the hallucinogenic pain reliever earlier this year. He paints a picture of a parent unfit to care for a young child, a claim Zhe strongly denies. In her own filings, the 49-year-old star pushes back hard, telling the court she has been sober for more than 6 months. She insists she's the one providing a stable home and daily care for their son, and accuses her ex of twisting facts to damage her reputation and gain control. Zhe says her sobriety journey is real and ongoing, and that she's working closely with doctors, sponsors, and therapists to maintain it. The singer, who has long been candid about her past struggles with addiction and mental health, calls Dan's new accusations an attempt to weaponize her history. In her filing, she argues that her ex-husband's lifestyle is far less suitable for raising a child, describing his world as filled with late-night parties, alcohol, and chaos. Zhe also made a disturbing claim of her own, alleging that Dan was once under investigation for child pornography, a case that was ultimately closed with no charges filed. Her legal team says she only learned of the investigation after they separated earlier this year. Dan, who maintains that he's done nothing wrong, says Zhe's accusations are designed to distract from her own issues with sobriety and mental health. He insists his only goal is to protect their son from what he calls an unstable environment. The pair's marriage unraveled earlier this year, after what insiders describe as months of tension between them, both personally and professionally. They met through mutual friends and quickly bonded over wellness and recovery, eventually launching a ketamine clinic together in Los Angeles, a business meant to help patients struggling with trauma and depression. But by early 2025, their partnership, both romantic and professional, had fallen apart. Dan claims that during the months leading up to their split, he saw Zhe using ketamine recreationally, not therapeutically, and says he feared for her well-being and their son's safety. Zhe, however, calls those claims absurd and defamatory. She says Dan's accusations come only after she refused to pay him what she describes as outrageous financial demands. In his filing, Dan also requested more than $77,000 a month in child support, citing Zhe's multi-million-dollar income and global fame. But today, a judge denied his emergency request, including his demand that Zhe submit to random drug and alcohol testing. The court ruled there wasn't enough evidence to support his claims, keeping primary custody with Zhe for now. Their next hearing is scheduled for January. This latest development is another public chapter in Zhe's often turbulent personal life. Over the years, the notoriously private singer has occasionally shared her struggles with mental health and addiction, using her music and public platform to spread messages of resilience, recovery, and self-acceptance. In interviews, she's described the pressure of fame as overwhelming, once admitting, "I'm a little bit jaded now. The stress of being a public figure takes its toll." And while Zhe's public persona, with her trademark wigs and covered face, is built around privacy, her current court battle has pulled her into a spotlight she's worked hard to avoid. Friends say the pop icon has spent the past several months focusing on her health and her son, while trying to maintain a sense of normalcy amid the chaos. According to those close to her, Zhe has been living quietly in Los Angeles, attending recovery meetings, and avoiding the party scene she once frequented. They describe her as clear-minded and committed to being the best mother she can be. Meanwhile, Dan continues to fight for custody, arguing that Zh's fame and emotional instability make her unfit to parent full-time. It's a bitter, painful dispute that's left both sides lobbing accusations, and one that could set the tone for a long, drawn-out legal battle. At the heart of it all is their son, Somersault Wonder, a toddler caught in a storm of headlines neither parent seems able to escape. For now, Zhe maintains primary custody, and Dan has been granted visitation, but the final outcome remains uncertain. Both have vowed to fight not just for custody, but for their version of the truth. And as the world watches this case unfold, one thing is clear. Behind the fame, the music, and the mystery that surrounds Zhe's image, there's a mother fighting to hold her family together.